On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Oh, when you take that into consideration, it is a strong possibility that the circumstances is going to change based off of whatever it is that people's relationship change once they start living together. Some people don't even feel like they can live together, right? I mean, the circumstances is what changes, not necessarily the personality, right? When you put in different situations, you may see a different person.
Wait, so now what are you asking then?
What I'm saying is you can't solve for it by trying to completely vet the person and then using that as the basis for whatever your answer is.
Okay, so
the circumstance change. So let's just assume, right, that for whatever reason and however you want to translate it, this man is saying that, yo, I need you to get on this program because I got a vision for our family. Listen, I know you make a lot of money. I know you went to school. I know you got a master's degree, whatever, so on and so forth. But we're going to need you to make this adjustment, so on and so forth. How do you deal with that?
I think that, like I said earlier, as long as there is a clear plan and a reason, I don't think it should be off the table.
Like, we're not a monolith. It's not a one size fits all in these scenarios, because the ultimate thing is if I have to check and adjust and we have to adapt and adjust depending on what situation are we in, can you move based on, you know, my leadership and what I say is best for our family, right? And let me throw y'all a real quick curveball. Oftentimes, let me tell you something, man. I listen to like I listen to like a lot of pimp dialogue, and even a pimp would say for his chick, his bottom chick, to do what's in the best interest of whatever mission he trying to accomplish. So if you out here getting to the bag, I'm finna have you step away from, you know, if you a thief and you got sticky fingers, or if you the bottom chick and you're a flatback, whatever, right? I'm finna have you step away from all that to satisfy my ego.
What's the flatback?
Don't worry about it, Kayla. I want you to think about it for a minute, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Flatback. Me and Anton,
we're going to publish this. Flat? Or are you saying flat?
Can you tell us what that means, please?
F-L-A-T. Flat.
Oh, flat. Oh, I thought you were saying flap. Okay.
And me and Anton, we're going to publish this book on under Anton Daniels Publishing.
Yeah. I'm not
and y'all gonna get this work, but the point being, because I do want
we're gonna do it under Lapeef Publishing. It's
let's do it under that baby. Too. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna do it under all that. I just need to make sure the percentages are right. Yes. But my point being, ultimately, man, cut it out, JR. But my point being is that ultimately, the main thing is that, is she on my program? If I say we need to move this way, that way, this, that, and the third. And what we find is a lot of times in these spaces, to be honest, fam, a lot of these conversations when we having, those will say stuff just to be on some more, like just to placate their ego, knowing you need that woman to sit out there and she need to get to it, because your income ain't gonna cut it alone. So you need her energy to match yours, so y'all can get to where y'all need to be.
So, Rilla, let me ask you a follow-up question really quickly.
I'm with it.
So let's say that, you rocking with a chick or whatever, so on and so forth. Hypothetically, the circumstance is hypothetical. Take your own personal situation out of it, right? But let's say that you want her to work, but she want to stay home. She finds that the value that she adds is more closely aligned with her being a housewife, tending to the kids, living in her femininity or whatever. How do you play that?
Yeah, great question, because I've been there. And here's the crazy thing. And you know us as men, we're going to figure a way out of it. We're going to make our way in the figure 8. And if I got to work 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs to make sure the family is straight, I'm going to do that. But am I going to put that undue burden on her? Absolutely not.
Okay. I'll tell you, Rilla. Okay. I'm coming to you. Should a woman walk away from her career or take on a lesser role once she becomes a wife?
As a general rule, just because you're a wife, no. But if there is some reason, then sure. Like, let's say you've had some children and you need to be at home more with them or whatever. Yes, absolutely. And like Kayla was saying, and I think Chicago was saying too, economically, it has to make sense. I think that if it's purely based on ego, absolutely not. If there is some functional reason for why, then yes, sure. People should work together and do whatever works in the situation that they're in.
You said if it's based off of ego, can you describe what that looks like?
Yeah. So Anton brought up earlier, like just the scenario he said where like it's what if she makes twice as much as him? Let's say one person is making 100, the man is making 100K, and let's start there. Let's say the man is making 100K and the woman is making 200K. And he's just like, I want you to quit because it makes me feel less of a man that you're making more money than me. Absolutely not.
But like, I mean, Kay, think about it like this though, right? Adding context to the conversation. Mm-hmm. No man is going to say because it makes me feel less of a man.
Right. Agreed.
But it's because you feel as though it's ego involved. How do you deal with it? Because it's not going to be just right in your face, right? How do you deal with a husband, right, who's saying that this is what he's desiring or this is what he's wanting? How do you play that?
So I think this is where the whole vetting of your mates comes in. Like if you're getting married, like you should know certain things about the person you're marrying. You should be able to discern certain things. Not
necessarily. People change over time.
Well, people change over time. Absolutely, they do. But personality doesn't change much over time. Personality is pretty, personality is pretty constant. You can put on an act, you can do whatever you want, but your your personality.
But it evolves, Kay, because there's certain things that you're not gonna. Let's say, for example, people don't have kids until they get married, right? What that person was prior to them having kids is completely different. Women change all the time after they have kids, right? Yeah. So when you take that into consideration, it is a strong possibility that the circumstances is going to change based off of whatever it is that people's relationship change once they start living together. Some people don't even feel like they can live together, right? I mean, the circumstances is what changes, not necessarily the personality, right? When you put in different situations, you may see a different person.
Wait, so now what are you asking then?
What I'm saying is you can't solve for it by trying to completely vet the person and then using that as the basis for whatever your answer is.
Okay, so
the circumstance change. So let's just assume, right, that for whatever reason and however you want to translate it, this man is saying that, yo, I need you to get on this program because I got a vision for our family. Listen, I know you make a lot of money. I know you went to school. I know you got a master's degree, whatever, so on and so forth. But we're going to need you to make this adjustment, so on and so forth. How do you deal with that?
I think that, like I said earlier, as long as there is a clear plan and a reason, I don't think it should be off the table.